Welcome, Solara here. Welcome 2023 to those of you who celebrate the solar new year. I hope you did it in style, whether that meant that you went out and socialized or whether you were asleep at midnight. We all have our way of bringing in this energy, right? That works for us. I'm coming here today to do a reading. There's a lot that's coming up. There was a big shift that occurred over the weekend. I felt it come in on Saturday morning, like in the early hours of Saturday morning, like maybe 3, 4 in the morning. I felt it. A very, very big shift, a very ominous energy, if you are out of alignment, that is. And so whenever these shifts occur, what tends to be happening is also an increase and an influx in solar weather, solar activity, and what that is assisting in doing is actually clearing out a lot of the old world templates within and without, but including the ones within the earth system, within the grids. And so what that means for us as divine beings is that information that was hidden in the dark, it becomes a part of the collective consciousness. And this is why more of these messages are going to continue coming up, these messages of exposure, because once upon a time, the things that have been hidden, suppressed, a lot of it suppressed, and I shouldn't say it's been that we didn't, it's not that we didn't have access to it, but it's because the energies of cloaking were able to support whatever endeavors people were trying to hide, which is why there was a veil. I would argue now that there actually isn't a veil, that the veil is not only thinned, but it's pretty much gone. In other words, if you have a clear channel, and you are in tune and in balance with yourself and your energy, you are able to connect with these things that are hidden in plain sight. So let's get started. I have a lot of messages that have been coming in, and so I'm going to use the cards instead of giving a story or giving the downloads. I'm going to, because I haven't, fully formulated where everything fits, I'm going to use the cards and see what the cards are going to show me, okay? So I'm going to take a moment to connect with the deck. Okay. I'm just smoking the deck a little bit. So I'm working with specific herbs I was called to work with. Right off, I split the deck. It was the Star and the Eight of Wands energy, something about moving forward very quickly into divine alignment. For some of you, you will be propelled into the spotlight in some way, shape, or form. Could have something to do with travel, somewhere warm, that Eight of Wands energy. Could have something to do with a message that comes in. There's something about you, and when I say spotlight, that doesn't necessarily mean like the global stage. It could, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. It means that where you once were not able to shine, you can now. And there's something about that happening very quickly. It's a very quick moving energy, and there's something about that being made possible through a message coming in very quickly that possibly couldn't come in before. For some of you, it could be a love offer with the Eight of Wands. That's love arrows having been shot, but it's, what I'm picking up more, it's like a message. It's a quick moving energy. For some of you, it might have to do with travel, or it might afford you the opportunity to travel. This is something that is an energy that has been under pressure, and this is why when it's released, it goes far, if that makes sense. This is something that's been suppressed. So for some of you with this star energy, it's like this has been something that has been in the works, in the making for a while, but it's been pushed back. And I say that because the Eight of Wands is also, excuse me, the Eight of Wands is also Strength card energy. It's Leo. It's about pushing past boundaries and barriers that sometimes are there because of our own inability to move past our own fear. But what is very prominent in the energy right now is that a lot of the reason why many of you couldn't push past your own fear was also because that fear was being exploited and projected and sent back to you to increase this energy of illusions around you, to keep you off your path or to slow you down. And there's something about that dam bursting and breaking now. It can't be held anymore. The Eight of Wands, of course, is Sagittarius energy. It is the energy also of Jupiter, which is all about spiritual expansion, but it's also about law, and it's about education. It's about institutionalized learning. For some of you, it's at the bottom of the deck again. I didn't even see I put it down. It's here. It's at the bottom of the deck again. For some of you, there's been some kind of legal setback, something in the legal system holding you back. 1818 on the clock, that's the moon, that's double moon energy. Something was being cloaked, being hidden, purposely so, is what it feels like. And it was to keep you isolated, because that's also double. Moon energy is also double hermit energy. It's 9-9 energy, something to keep you at the end of a cycle but never breaking through. And there's something that's happening now that's going to allow for you to push forward. Yes. The end of a very long war is what I'm hearing is over. And at the top we do have the Hermit. I did mention that Hermit energy. There's something here that was designed to keep you stuck and alone. Okay, and even if you weren't alone, there were other people around you, it was supposed to make you feel like you were alone, like make you feel like nobody would get what it is that's going on. So for example, let's put it this way. If you are a divine being and you've been going through this warfare for any amount of time, and for many of you it's been your whole life, but consciously when you begin to wake up to it, excuse me, when you begin to wake up to that power and that truth, it can be very difficult to begin to explain that to other people. People will think you're a victim. They will think that you're making shit up. They'll think you're crazy. They'll think all manner of things, right? And that can make you feel very alone. And the thing about it is that a lot of these energies, these people, entities that have been at work against you on your journey, they're very aware of the vernacular and the narrative of that has been created socially around certain things that they're actually partaking in the dark and pretending like it's not real and doesn't exist. But for the majority of society, this stuff is the stuff of movies. Okay, so for some of you, the message I'm even getting is that some of the stuff they were purposely not cloaking so that you would get bits and pieces of what was being done to you through, whether it was through dream state, through what you have to understand is that these beings, people, whoever it is that's been working to keep you stuck and to keep you from moving in the star energy, they work on every level. So they work to attack you spiritually, and then they come in to your mental energy to secure the message there. So they could do that through subliminals. They could, and this is why a lot of the time these are the people that are closest to you, because they get your psychology, right? They know how to mess with your mind and how that can affect you emotionally. That's really, if you can get a hold of a person's mind and get them to emotionally react, you can actually command their energy energy to do what it is you want them to do. And a lot of them are aware of this, and so they work in different ways. So for example, you may they may have been invading your dream space and doing things in the dark in order for that to happen, and then they come in and they drop in a message to you in the physical or on the phone, or they come over, or if you live with them, whatever the situation might be, and they know how that's going to affect you emotionally because their hand is in the pot that's stirring the energy, right? And that is also, it's a form of mind fuckery designed to make you feel like you're crazy, or designed to make you doubt other people. Also, make you paranoid is one thing, but also to make you feel like you're alone, like nobody gets what you're going through. That is the purpose. That is the purpose of the warfare. But the irony of it is that when they try to keep you in the hermit mode, right? What they try to use to destroy you, the divine uses to refine you. And so the very thing that they're trying to do in terms of like, Four of Cups here. This is the energy of being disappointed and, feeling left out. And that very energy that they're trying to use against you is the energy that the divine uses to refine you. In other words, they try to isolate you, but the isolation, if you're smart, can help you move deeper into the truth of your soul, so that these cycles, right, the 10 of Wands, can be enlightened, can be brought to the light of the sun. Five of Swords. There have been a lot of hands in the background of your misfortune stirring the pot. Maybe that will be the title of the reading. There have been a lot of hands behind the scenes of a lot of your misfortune and missed opportunities, whether it be in life, in love, in career, that have been stirring the pot of that energy. And when I say many hands, like I'm telling you, they were coming at you from every level. They were coming at you on the spiritual plane, on the dream and astral, mentally messing with you, emotionally fucking with you. Because when you can get all of those levels, physically, you will begin to manifest the chaos for yourself until you know and you take your energy back and you're back in balance. Let's see. A lot of glamour work that's been being done around you it's falling. That's one thing. And I don't know if you're feeling in the atmosphere, there is a fear that keeps on entering the collective energy. I feel it. It's been coming on very strongly since, I want to say since Scorpio season. I started to feel it, like this collective anxiety and fear, and I couldn't put my finger on it at first. And then my guides showed me, they're like, it's because for many of these people, corporations, societies, whatever you want to call them, the invisible powers that ran the old world and kept many under these enslavement systems energetically and magically, a lot of their shit doesn't work anymore. It doesn't work anymore. It doesn't work anymore because the earth does not support their shenanigans because she's ascending. And you don't support that energy within your earth, which is your own human vessel, your own body, because you're ascending and waking up. And as such, they are losing control. And not only are they losing control, but they're being exposed for the tyrants and the wicked, demonic. I don't even want to say demonic, because not all demons work like this. Like, there are beings of darkness that are classified as demons and are actually here to protect you too. But you get what I'm saying? Like, all manner of just wickedness that has been rooted in avarice and greed and in material advancement on this plane. That people would sign your life away, sign your freedom away, sign whatever it was it would take for their own advancement. They just do. Didn't give a fuck about anything but their own ego, appearance, and what it meant to be something on this plane. And the reality is, the irony is that they're cosmologically, they're nothing. This is why they had to cloak themselves in illusion, because in terms of the cosmos, like on this earth plane, we seem to think that titles and labels and accomplishments are so important, but this earth school thing is temporal. It's temporary. There are some of you with cosmological legacies. Do you understand what I'm saying? You are known, you are famous in the ethers. Not being known on earth doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything because it passes. It doesn't last. Oh, my goodness. Anyway, I'm going to, let's see what's coming out. Hanged One. Hanged One. Yes, yes, yes. This is number 12. This is Pisces energy, age of Pisces energy, 12th house energy, the energy of keeping people spiritually enslaved energy. You see, the age of Pisces, that 12th house energy, not the age of Pisces, but it was exemplified in the age of Pisces. The 12th house energy has, just like all energy, it has two spectrums, right? On the one hand, that Pisces energy is all about enlightenment and connection with God, with the cosmos. It's the most enlightened of all the signs. But on the other end of the scale, there's a real covetousness to that. And there's a real need to keep it to self and imprison others in order to do that, in order to appear to be more enlightened. Okay, so in that energy, this is where we get the 12th house energy. The 12th house also rules over prisons and prison systems and institutions whereby one feels like they're enslaved. In fact, that's probably why in the age of Pisces, there was such a huge narrative around slavery in all ways, slavery and trafficking in all ways. And it's also, all of that energy is also very much connected with the spiritual. Because let's be real, a lot of this trafficking, slavery, all of it, it's ritual. It's ritual in order to create an energy that could be rooted into the earth. This is what a lot of this stuff is about. It's not just people being, I mean, not that it makes it any better, of course not, but it's not just people being wicked and they don't know what they're doing. They're doing it for a very intentional purpose. It was to keep the planet in lockdown. Okay, the Hanged One in the tarot, it comes right after Justice. And if you're looking at the major arcana as a story, the Hanged One is all about, well, it's what happens when you get caught. It's what happens when you, and if you're not getting caught, if this is just you taking the fool's journey, this is what happens when you begin to put yourself in a state of suspension in order to start to see things differently. Start to see things slower, start to see things from all angles, start to open your mind, start to connect with psychic information. That's that Pisces energy. But it's also about the sentencing that comes in the aftermath of having committed a crime and found, guilty. Because justice comes right before this. This is what we're in right now. We've been in this time of judgment, right, for all of us. But now it's like kicking up speed. This is the energy of 2023, is the energy of the Chariots and the Tower, right? So everything is going to be speedy, speedy, speedy. And in general, time is picking up too. We have Knight of Cups also at the bottom. And what I'm being shown here is that, so I need to get this message like in a way I need to ground it. So the Hanged One energy, like I said, it's that Pisces energy. It's that energy that happens after one has been found guilty or not guilty, with the Justice card energy. Now, the Hanged One is also, because at every turn we have a choice, this also is an opportunity for repentance, right? And when I say repentance is simply turning away from a certain behavior that isn't conducive to life. That's really what repentance is, And this is what I'm getting here. I feel like for some of you, as these people, or, you know, especially if they're in your life, and Knight of Cups, not for nothing, is more Pisces energy. It's Cancer and Scorpio. And as I remove that, I see the Moon, the Temperance, the Seven of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, you know. So there's something here about some of them coming in. There's this energy of some coming in and wanting to like seem as if they're bringing some kind of balance to the situation by maybe, you know, sharing details with you or trying to connect with your heart space. For some of you, it's because they've been like the Moon energy. It's because that glamour energy is no longer there, right? There's nowhere for them to hide. But for some of you, this is the energy of wanting to continue to dupe you. That's really what I'm getting. It's like wanting to dupe you and to keep you in this Seven of Cups energy of confusion. The Seven of Cups energy is all about weaving illusion. It's like, well, that would be like the darker end of the energy, but it's about weaving illusion. It's also about this energy that was very prominent in the age of Pisces, which was making people believe that they had an illusion of choice. You know, giving them like one or two things to choose from and acting as if, oh, look, you have the freedom to choose, when, you know, there's a plethora of other choices that could have been on display that were just taken out of the equation. It's all a way of controlling a person's narrative. So some of these people and situations are still trying to control your narrative by now switching up and being super nice or coming in with some kind of love offer with the Knight of Cups energy. So be aware of that. This Ten of Pentacles card, we have Ten of Pentacles and we have Judgment. And then we have the Ten of Cups. And then we have the we have the Seven of Wands. Sorry, I've got a lot of, we have the Seven of Wands coming here. Then we have the Nine of Wands and the Three of Wands. So, okay, what I'm getting here, the minute I saw the Ten of Pentacles card, I thought about legacy, because the Ten of Pentacles is about family, it's about legacy and everything. But what it really spoke to me about was like covenant. The Ten of Pentacles is coming up to me more recently as an energy of people who are in some kind of covenant agreement to create a legacy on the earth. And you need to understand that people who are doing that, it's not about family per se, not as you know it. It's about coven activities. It's about secret society activities. It's about those invisible hands that are controlling your narrative in your life and you're not aware of it. Their loyalty cannot be to you because they have pledged themselves. They have they have made agreements. They have made covenants that they've bound themselves to a lot of the time by doing really heinous things. And if they try to break covenant, like horrible shit's going to happen. And, you know, it depends on how deep they're into all of this. But, you know, their lives could be at risk. Their money could be at risk. Their health could be at risk. Their reputation. It really depends what is most important to them. And there's something here about that kind of energy, that kind of involvement. That's what's ultimately more important. That's what these people, they chose the Ten of Pentacles, this legacy energy, like covenants and pledges with society, with different societies and corporations. They chose that over the Ten of Cups because the Ten of Cups is ultimately about emotional fulfillment, and the Ten of Pentacles can come from the Ten of Cups through the Ten of Pentacles follows the Ten of Cups because it's gotten by way of the emotional fulfillment that you have with another who's on the same page as you, and you're working together in the frequency of love to create something of value. And when I say of value, I'm not just speaking of money. The Ten of Pentacles, that energy of value, is about creating true legacy. in the earth. And I'm not talking about the things that human beings are impressed by. The legacies that you create on the earth as a divine being are partly what make you famous in the ethers. Some of you are creating legacies on the earth and you don't have a title, a scent, you don't have anything to show for it yet materially. And that's okay. That's okay, because you were sent here at this specific period of time to do things that may not be seen yet in the physical, but they are felt and they are enacted spiritually, and inevitably they will trickle down. And for some of you, the very things that you've been doing to create legacy here on the earth have not manifested for you physically because of all of these invisible hands that have been controlling your narrative energetically, magically, mentally, emotionally, even physically. Take it as it resonates, okay? More tarot. Oh, that's a mess. Let's put that all back in. It's like I feel like there's a lot of chaos energy that's being returned to others right now. And you might be feeling it. It might be entering your life in little ways, but it's nothing compared to what's being returned to them right now. There's also a message that was coming through, and I was seeing the Page of Pentacles. That's what reminded me of it just now. That a lot of what it is that they're trying to come after right now are children. And I'm talking about your children. And if you don't have children, then whatever it is you're creating, and this is an ongoing theme, they're always trying to attack from different levels. But right now, ever since 2020, there's been a very real energy of coming after the divine legacy. And it's very, very strong right now because we are in the energy of the Chariot. And the Chariot is the card of divine legacy. The Chariot is actually the product of the Emperor and the Empress coming together in union and going back to the garden, which is the lovers. And this is what they produce in the garden, is the Chariot. It's Horus energy. It's the golden child. It's the Christ consciousness energy, right? And there's something about, it's attacking that within you. And that's like the ability for your solar plexus to, for you to fully reclaim that energy. But it's more than that. Are you okay?
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay. It's about like trying to pillage the things that are yours spiritually that are supposed to be coming in for you. This has been happening since 2020. It was happening with divine unions, but I also was getting a very strong message in the past couple of months that's been confirmed. It was being shown to me in dreams, but I couldn't figure it out for the longest time, because in my mind, I just don't get this level of wickedness. I don't get it. You get what I'm saying? But for many divine beings, they try to sacrifice spirit babies. So if you had a connection with a spirit baby, if you had a spirit baby coming through, especially around the years 2018, 2019, 2020, and around 2020, 2021, when they really started to like put the fire under their work, you stopped being able to connect, or that there was a silence. Know that that's what it's about, okay? But also know, because this is what my guides wanted to remind me of also, is that your gifts, your talents, your powers, everything that is divinely yours, your birthrights, can never actually be taken from you. They can be stolen for a time. They can be, removed from your conscious awareness so you don't even realize it's yours. But when you wake up and you come for everything they tried to take from you, which is the fucking Chariot energy, then they must give it back. They must give it back. So I don't know yet what that means for spirit babies. I'm going to be completely honest. I don't know. It could mean that in some way they've been binding that energy in order to, to get something out of it materially, or some kind of access etherically that then gives them access materially. I don't know fully what that means, but I do know that nothing that they've tried to take from you can be taken in the long term, even if it comes back in another form, even if it comes back, through your own children. It can't be taken from you in the long term. So this is really what we're doing right now. Like, the year 2023 is about, and moving forward, the next 2 years is about recovering everything they tried to steal from us. All of what I like to call our divine legacy that they tried to take from us in order to create this false ancestry in the earth that was rooted in sacrifice and pain and suffering for their own selfish gain. All of that this is where we're beginning to see the flip. And I don't know in terms of time if we're going to be able to see it all happen in our lifetimes. I don't know. But I know this is the beginning. I know that my children will have everything back that has always been divinely theirs, that has been stolen, and it's already beginning. So yeah, we have the Hierophant coming out, and we have the Queen of Swords, and we have Strength. So the Strength card at the bottom of the deck is all about pushing past, pushing forward, tuning into courage, tuning into bravery. I'm very drawn to the fact that the lion has this garland around its neck, this garland of roses, which she also has around her waist and around her head. So there are 3 garlands, red roses. Red rose is the energy of divine masculine, it's yang energy. And the minute I saw it around her waist, the message that was coming through is the belt of truth. This is like the armor of God. And this is the armor of God. Like, I feel like some of you have either broken out of really nasty karmic cycles, and as such, you have now received your armor of God, or some of you are at the end of some really nasty karmic contracts where it's like that energy of not wanting to let you go. And because of that, there's something that's being activated. 1844 on my clock as I say that. There's something that's being activated as a higher level of protection for you divinely. And it's almost like it's been, with this Hierophant energy, it's like it's been decreed. It's like it's unstoppable. It's like we have the Queen of Swords. It's almost like the Hierophant has spoken, and the Queen of Swords is like one of his or her emissaries, and it's like nothing can take your crown. Nothing can take your crown of glory. Nothing can, no matter how strong something is coming, it can't take away your new beginning with the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is the start of all energy in the tarot, right? It begins with the Ace of Wands and it culminates. It moves all the way down through the aces until the Ace of Wands becomes the Ace of Pentacles, and we do the same with the twos. I don't know if not many people teach tarot that way, but really that's how it works in terms of understanding and overstanding how energy is made manifest. The major arcana, of course, is about the big events and more divine energies. And like I said, with this Hierophant, it's like a decree energy. And with the Queen, it's almost like it's like this energy of someone in extremely high spiritual rank. And then this is one of, like I said, this is like the Queen of Swords. It's almost like this emissary energy. But this Queen of Swords is an arbiter of justice and truth and balance, right? Because that's that energy of the Queen of Swords. And There's something about also psychic attacks. There's something here about psychic attacks. There's something here about, because right under the Ace of Wands, we have the everything is fine, and then we have Nine of Cups here. There was something here about, this is like all about this energy of, you know what I'm getting here also, is that Mars and Gemini. Mars has been in retrograde through the sign of Gemini for the past couple of months, and it's stationing to go direct in 11 days on January the 12th, I believe. And this Mars and Gemini energy has been about, well, one of the messages I was getting about it is it's been about undoing a lot of the mind fuckery that the age of Pisces had us engaged in on every level, like personally, collectively, etc. All of the mind games that were played on us in order to keep the narrative controlled so we couldn't self-actualize. Whether, you know, so there's something here. The Ten of Swords is Gemini energy. It's the final decan of Gemini. And the Nine of Cups, of course, is also Pisces energy. It's the second decan. And there's something here about you gaining, what is the word? It's not sanctuary. It's I can't think of the word right now. It's like you've reached a certain stage where there's been like a decree placed over you where no more mental fuckery can enter. There's, in other words, no more psychic attacks can enter your energy field and masquerade as your own energy. And for many of you, you've already been doing the fighting of recognizing and realizing that and clearing your energy and returning to sender and owning your truth. And that's exhausting, right? But it's like you're reaching a level where you no longer will have to do any of that. It's almost like you're unlocking another level of protection over your mental energy. And the reason this is so important is because I was saying to you at the beginning, like closer to the beginning, that these energies are all about attacking you on every single plane. So remember I was saying spiritually, astrally, and in your dreams. And then I said, and then it hits you mentally, and then emotionally, and then that enacts your physical reality. So it's almost like the bindings that have been done, whatever was enacted towards you on the spiritual and the astral planes, it's no more, right? And so the next point of contact was they were trying to attack you through your mind, because if they could attack you through your mind and have you, you know, cycling through certain thoughts about yourself or your situation and therefore inducing fear or guilt or shame or apathy or hopelessness or any of these lower vibrational energies, for as long as they could attack you mentally, they could get you to emote, because as a divine being, you tend to be more in tune with your heart space. And a lot of the energies and entities of the age of Pisces actually are very well versed in mental magic, right? Which is why they like to attack through the mind. But they also are very aware of how energy works and how it's mental energy that, with the accompanying emotion, creates the reality. It can go the other way around too, but the way that they were fucking with you was through the mind. And it's like someone put the foot down spiritually, and it's like that plane can't be touched anymore. Then it moved to astrally and dreams. That plane can't touch her or him anymore. And now they put their foot down on your mental energy, the mental plane. Okay, you can't touch that anymore. You can't touch their thoughts. You can't send your magic. And if you do, I don't know what's going to happen. You know, it looks like there's some kind of like, with the Hanged Man that came out before, it's like there's some kind of like decree that's been put into place. Like there's a sentencing, like there's no more of this allowed. There's no more of this allowed. So for those of you who've been dealing with very strong psychic attacks, whether it's been the past couple of months, the past few years, your whole life, some of you, that is ceasing. And the recuperation of your mental energy is coming back. And this is why I was seeing the crown and the belt of truth. Is it the belt of salvation or belt of truth? I forget, but I said the belt of truth because that's what they were showing me, I think. I think I said that. But I definitely am seeing it with the sword here. Is it the sword of truth? I don't know, but this energy of truth is very, very, is coming through very, very strongly here. And your truth is your throat energy. It's your throne. Like, your crown chakra is about your crown, right? Your crown as a divine being. But your throat energy, your fifth chakra, your fifth dimensional experience, the doorway to that also, partially, is about your ability to not only know your truth, but to access it enough to live it. It's when you access your divine blueprint. So there's something here about no longer being able, there's like a decree. Like I keep on seeing her with her hand up like that. Like there's no more fuckery in this here realm, space, plane, whatever you want to call it. Like there's a decree. And it's not just, for some of you, it's not even just for you. It's for, you know, if you have a divine partner or a divine co-creator that you've been separated from because of these shenanigans, or even because for some of you, and I say this from experience too, these energies would attack your relationships, and they would cause a lot of, there'd be a lot of confusion energy that would come in. And this is, again, that energy of attacking the upper chakras in order to keep you mentally bound. And I mentioned it earlier on also, to keep people paranoid also. It's like, there's just so many levels to this. But it's being removed. It's being removed. There will be more clarity of thought moving forward. You will have more clarity of thought. You will have more clarity of thought in order to begin to create a reality that is reflective of who you are. This is also gaining access to your own divine blueprint. This is why a lot of the fuckery with the mind magic, the mental magic that they like to throw at people, that was the point, so you couldn't access and secure your divine blueprint. But I feel like for many of you, your divine blueprint has been released. Like they can't get their hands or their paws on it anymore. They can't mess with your mind. In other words, they can't use you mentally. They can't attack you mentally and psychically to get you to manifest a reality that is contrary to your divine truth. And that was the point. That was the point. Yeah, there's an end. There's an end with the Magician. Oh, I didn't see that. And then we have the Four of Wands. Four of Wands, yeah. For some of you, this has very much to do with a divine counterpart, but it doesn't have to be a romantic, a divine partner. It doesn't have to be romantic. It can have to do with work, and like many of you, your divine legacy energy is about what you came here to begin in the new earth energy. It's what you came to contribute to the planet at this time, and it's going to come forth in a variety of ways depending on who you are and the frequency you carry and your gifts and your talents and what it is you came to. It's almost like that three wise men energy. You came to gift the new earth through your creations. And so for some of you, it might be it might literally be like a a blessing the earth through coming into union romantically with another, and what that means, whether what you produce from that union is a child or what you produce is a bigger sense of a healthy love dynamic that is modeled before others, and creates this new legacy within the earth where we are, clearing out all of this dysfunction that was part of the narcissistic victimizer templates that were part of the age of Pisces, that were in everything, including family, which is also an institution with its own narrative that was created to keep the old energies going. It's why so many of us have been, and this is what this energy is this year too, with this very strong Cancerian energy, opening the year in a couple of days with a full moon in Cancer, closing it out with a full moon in Cancer, Chariot energy, which is Cancer energy again. Many of you came here to clear and to cleanse these ancestral patterns and these bloodlines, and to create something new. And at every turn, those who haven't want to give up the ghost of the old world have been trying to get in your way. Before you even knew who you were and what all of this was, it was happening. Okay? And so for some of you, what this is speaking about is that now, like I said, you're being released to now have access to the divine blueprint you need in order to create your divine legacy on earth as it already is in the heavens. That's the Hierophant energy, on earth as it already is in the heavens. You're getting keys. You're getting the keys that they tried to take from you, the keys to your destiny. I keep on getting that energy of keys in the past few days, and here it is in the Hierophant. You're unlocking a new level, and you were never meant to get to this level if these other energies had their way. And it's like, I keep on saying, it's like a decree. There's nothing that can stop this anymore. I'm not going to say that they're not going to continue to try, but I am going to say that they can't touch you the way they used to. Like I said at the beginning, it's like all of their glamour magic. This is part of the the mental fuckery coming undone. They cannot cloak themselves anymore. There will be no more cloaking. Everything will appear to you as it truly is. Now, whether you choose to distort that in your own mind and go another way and say, and not trust your own intuition and the guidance you're receiving and the truth that you now know, that's again a part of having sovereignty. You have sovereignty over self. You have the keys to think the way you want to think now without being influenced. This is kind of the point. And a lot of the time you think that you had that before. We thought we had that before, but you didn't have that if everything around you was being cast as an illusion in order for you to believe something that's not true. It's like all of that is coming down. And when that comes down externally, the most important thing is it's coming down within. So many of you, what has been cloaked from you is the fact that you're powerful, is the fact that you have a purpose, is the fact that you're needed at this time, is the fact that you have this gift, this talent, this thing to bless the world with. Because you were made to feel like you were the scourge of the earth, or like you were a burden, or like you weren't good enough, or like, back to the beginning, that star card energy, you're not meant to shine, you don't have a purpose, or your purpose is less important than someone else's. In the meantime, your purpose is everything, which is why there's been such a battle against you knowing that. The cloaking around that is down. You can access your divine truth. You can now know who you actually are. They can't hide that from you anymore. They can't hide that from you anymore. This is a long reading, so I'm going to wrap it up there. But I I hope that this actually came out clearly, because from my vantage point, I feel like I was a little bit all over the place, but we'll see when I play it back if it was or not. But anyway, I hope that it was helpful and insightful to you. I hope it's given you a little bit of clarity and, most importantly, confirmation for what it is you already know. And yes, if it did, then please feel free to hit the like button. Thank you to my newest subscribers for being here. Thank you to those of you who already previously subscribed. Thank you for being here too. Thank you to those of you who've made your way over from TikTok. Thank you for your likes, your comments, your shares. I appreciate it all. If you would like to contribute to the channel monetarily, the information for that is below too. But yeah, I wish you guys all a wonderful 2023. I will be back again soon, but until next time, be well.